Hello beautiful people, welcome to my channel. My name is Teresa and I am your cruise director on the Magical Mystery Tour. Huda, we're into day 7, I think it is. Before we get to that, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, ring the notification bell to be alerted to any new uploads. And if you like this video at the end, please give it a big thumbs up. Let's go see who we've got. Okay, as per usual, I have prepped my face, just done foundation, concealer on that, haven't bronzed or anything, but everything will be listed below in the description box. I've pulled out 2 then. Chocolate brown, which is, this is the only one of the brown obsessions that I have. I really wanted there was khaki, I think, maybe khaki and toffee. And when I saw these, this was the one that actually took my eye. I think that's the only one I've got. No, I've got 2. And the one that I don't have is the khaki, because these were nicer when I looked at them. Which isn't that funny, because you'd think hell or high water, that's what I would have got. So starting off obviously with the lightest shade, just to set, just fix my mirror, just to set a transition area. So I hope everyone is having a good week. We are into spring now, thank God. I don't know how everyone else felt during winter. Like, it wasn't a particularly, it was a pretty mild winter. It was just felt long and dark. Like, mild as in, well, for us down here in Tassie and Hobart, it wasn't particularly wet, but as I said, it just felt long. It was cold, crisp, not freezing cold, just crisp, just constantly crisp. Okay, going into this. And I found that by the end of winter, I, for want of a better word, had ennui, which Jelly gets sometimes, funnily enough. I always say she suffers from ennui. I just felt really unmotivated, was feeling a bit depressed, was feeling a bit, what now? It was hard. I just, which is weird. I live in Tassie and I do like I don't care that it's cold, but quite frankly, I'd like it just to be cold for 4 weeks, 6 weeks maybe. That and the fact that we didn't really have a summer down here last summer. It was highly lacking. Just going back in over the edge there, the first, I don't think we got a day, don't know if we even got a day over 30 last year. Okay, so going in now with this shade on the outer corner. So down here, I mean, for those of you that are Australian, you know where, but for those of you that are not, I live in the state of Australia that gets left off the map all the time. So you see Australia, and then there's this little island down at the tip, a little upside down triangle island. That's Tasmania. And I live at the bottom of that. So after us, there is nothing until you hit Antarctica, which means that we can, and also if you head west of us, there is nothing until Africa, to the right, New Zealand. Now, what it means is that we get some pretty rugged weather down here, and we quite often get, like, when the Arctic blast hits, it can get very bitter and cold. We also have a big ass mountain behind our city. Like, it, have a look on Google Maps, or I might insert a picture here of Kunyani, which is the traditional name of it, also known as Mount Wellington. It's 1 kilometre high, so obviously it has its own weather pattern there, which also means that we get affected down below. So if the wind's blowing, we do get snow down quite low, and very, very occasionally, like even where I live, we get, which is sort of just north of the city, even where I live, we get very occasionally a little bit of snow, not often and not deep, like just powdery layer. Look at that, that's looking really nice and warm. But yeah, it's, I really like warm weather. I'm going into the darkest now. So the fact that I live here, it doesn't make sense, but I do love here. We're also a very small picturesque city in that we're one of Australia's oldest. We've got a lot of really amazing old buildings that were built by convicts, for example. So there is so much I love about our city. But normally in summer we do get a few days over 30 and even up to 39 degrees Celsius sometimes. And as I said, that didn't happen last year, so I really hope it happens this year. I'm not counting on it though, because of the weather pattern that we are in. As you can see, I'm just going back and forth between the brushes, just finessing today. So this all over, sort of center up, followed by this in the transition, this here to deepen it, just a little bit of this. Okay, I am using a yellow liner. This could make me look jaundiced, but let's add a pop. I've really got to stop going in so hard on my eyes, because I don't know how many times I've near poked my eyeballs out. Let's go under the eye with this darker shade. So yeah, seasonal depression, thank God. And it was funny because as soon as I came out of work one night and I could smell, I came out of work one night and there was still a little bit of warmth in the air, right? So like that, when you're in the bowels of winter and you're leaving work and it's dark, is awful. But when you come out of work and you can still see that there's a good hour or so of daylight, and I could feel a little bit of warmth in the air, and I could smell the cherry blossoms. And then we have in the building at work, we have this smoky American barbecue, and I could smell the barbecue. So the cherry blossoms, the barbecue, a bit of warmth in the air. I nearly lost my mind and went, I can feel it's the end of winter. You watch, we'll get a real cold snap. And it also means that we're closer to daylight savings and closer to barbecue weather. Because let me tell you, I would have a barbecue every night for dinner. I'm going in with this yellow now. I'm just going to use this to blend out under the eye. Probably change brush. I don't like that brush with it. So more a flatter brush. So yes, barbecue weather for the win would be great. And it also means once daylight savings kicks in, it also means that I need a bit of a even further transition between there. So I'm just going to go into this colour here. Daylight savings and barbecue weather, what that means is we have about 3/4 of the state that I live in is World Heritage listed and is full of hiking trails and waterfalls. There's some beautiful short walks you can do on. Some are day walks, some are, you know, short as half an hour, some can be 3 to 4 hours, 8 hours. We also have what's called the overland track that goes through the centre through some amazing World Heritage area. That is, I think, a 3-day track. I'm not sure because I'll never do it. I know my limitations. And I like going for day hikes, but no. I cannot sleep uncomfortably. My husband and I, bad backs, not going to do it. Okay, let's have a look. We've got 4 shimmers here. I'm just going to load up the fingers to work out. So they're your shimmers. So yes, we do love a bit of a hike, and I can't wait for summer to do that. Okay, I'm going in with this bottom goldish sort of shimmer first up. Look at that. Funnily enough, this one I did not buy when it was released. I don't know why. Like, I really don't know why. I picked this and the chocolate one up at TK Maxx. So, saved a bit of money. And actually, I'd really like to compare this at some stage to the Natasha Denona Golden palette, because I reckon there's a lot of crossover in it. I'm just going back in with this now. I'm just going around the edge to bring back some of the colour. And then just to fluff that out. So yes, cherry blossoms in the air made me very, 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 very excited. So I would love to know, what's the thing that you love? Something seasonal. And it doesn't have to be spring. Something that gets you excited. Look, as we get to the back quarter of the year, for me, we start spring, and the first day of spring's always been really hard for me. That is the anniversary of my mother's passing, which, you know, not great. It does get easier as time goes on, but oh, sorry, I'm going between these 2 shimmers. But of course, gosh, I miss her desperately, and would give anything to have her back, but I wouldn't wish her one more second of pain, because she did have cancer. So I always, first day of spring, will have a drink to my mother, raise a glass to her. Fingers crossed every year that the first day of spring is a sunny day, because it has been for 15 years, so it'll be 16 years. It's 16 years this year. Gosh, 16 years, that's feels like it's gone quick, but also a lifetime. I'm just using some of the matte on the inner corner to give this shimmer a base to cling to. Now over with this. So there is that. So then we get into daylights. I'm not going to lurk around on that for too long. Then we get into daylight savings. which, you know, I start to get very excited about. And then we have Halloween, which is not a big thing in Australia. However, I used to live in a suburb that it was a big thing. I really miss it for that reason. One of the parents in the neighbourhood would stick in everybody's letterbox. This is the day we're doing it. It'd be an afternoon. This is the day we're doing it. If you want to participate, here's a balloon. Stick it on your letterbox. People would have trick-or-treat stuff. I'd make toffee apples, get dressed up, and all the neighbourhood kids would go around. Parents would go around with. It was beautiful. It was so much fun, and I do miss it. It did get out of hand because people were coming in from outer suburb because it was so well known. This is where we're finished with the eye look. I am going to go do the rest of my face and come back. But before I do, what I really also love is, I love Halloween because Jack Skellington, Nightmare Before Christmas, all those sorts of things. I am at heart somebody that loves spooky stuff. Hate horror movies, but love all of that stuff that goes with it. And then Christmas, first day of Christmas, I like my wave tree in London, I think it is. Christmas pudding candle that is lit for all of December. I get 3 each year. The house smells boozy, puddingy. I know it's Christmas then. Enough waffling. I'm going to go and do the rest of my face and I'll be back. Okay, so we are back. This is the final look. I've just got to say, I tried this last month, I think it was. The new Maybelline Lash Sensational in Firework. And at the time I said that it was okay, but I wasn't particularly wild on it. I keep trying it. I keep trying to make it work. This is still too wet. I've just had to clean up all this mascara all over my face. It flicked everywhere. So, you know how, if you're not aware, you shouldn't pump your mascara because it gets air into it and it dries it out. Well, I need this to dry out a little bit because it's too wet. So I will be exposing it to air multiple times, hoping that it dries out just a smidgen, because yeah, I am not loving that. But for the rest of it, this is a really warm look. I really like the juicy caramelly, I enjoy it. Not even going to try and say it. I just enjoy it. She's lovely and warm. I do need to compare it to the Natasha Denona Golden palette though, because I reckon they're very similar. So if you like these colours and you can't get this, I would say the Golden palette. That is it, my friends. I don't know what we're going to end up with next. There's these monstrosities to get to yet. So that'll be fun. Until next time, my friends, don't forget to tell your mum, tell your sister, tell your friends. Come along, hang out. Tell me what gets you excited seasonally. It doesn't have to be spring. It doesn't have to be Christmas time. It could be you love winter. You love the smell of a crackling fire. Just let me know what you love. Also, where you are. Until next time, my friends, take care. Bye.